There's only 48,000 convertibles ever made. So they're not around that much anymore. So that's what makes them kind of unique. I bought my original Saab because another person I knew had two, and I really liked driving them. And one of the things that really sparked my interest in them is just the unique design. There's just nothing like it. This one specifically was made in Finland and shipped over here. There's only 48,000 convertibles ever made. So they're not around that much anymore. So that's what makes them kind of unique. The fact that nobody really drives them. You know, the company was purchased over and over again, and then ultimately GM purchased them and then just phased out the model after the 9000 or the 93. They're just not around anymore. You don't see them. The interesting thing is it's a front hinging hood. The fact that it's a 16-valve turbo. One of the quirkiest things is the ignition is underneath the emergency brake. And that's a specific Saab design. I mean, Saab originally was an aircraft manufacturer, one of the best fighter jets ever made. So the design of this particular one followed that aerodynamic, very sophisticated. All of the instruments and everything that you need that are important are in front of you, and things that aren't important are lower. So the first car that I bought was a Saab hardtop. And I had it for a number of years. I outgrew it, but I always wanted to get another one. And when I got to a point where I could purchase one, I started looking pretty much all over the East Coast for a turbo. The turbos generally come in convertibles, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking in New York. I would drive to New York to look at cars. Drive to Virginia to look at cars, drove to South Carolina to look at, you know, some cars down there. I was looking in an auto locator and saw this particular vehicle in a garage up in Mount Joy. Gentleman had it up there. He was a first owner. He wanted to sell it. I went up, said, you know what, I'll buy it. You know, when I sight unseen, it was always garage kept. There was no repairs to be made. So I bought it, and it's been mine ever since 2002. These plates always fade. Mm-hmm. And so when we decided to basically redo the car, she searched the internet to find this plate.
We were at a car show and saw a '69 Camaro with an ocean color, and we both fell in love with it. I love purple. He tends to like blues and greens. So this was a nice blend for us of a little bit of all those colors.
I was literally talking to the expert person at the counter, and he said, I just don't know. He was showing me samples that kind of sort of went green and blue, but not what this ocean, what the original color was like. Then a gentleman just happened to be walking by when we were talking about it, and he said, you know that there's a sample card in the safe, because we only have one, and they call them extreme colors. And he said, let me go get it. And so he brought it out, and I saw the paint chip immediately, and it was called Extreme Ocean. Because when we were describing it to people, we were saying it's called an ocean, and it was called and nobody knew what that meant. So they were giving us blues and greens with a little bit of variation depending on how you looked at it, but nothing like this. So when he pulled out that paint chip sample and I saw it, I said, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. So knowing that that was there, giving it to, you know, Kevin to, you know, paint, and when it came out of the booth, it was like, boom, we nailed it. It was perfect. It's not going to be a daily driver. It's just going to go special things, because I think we want to see the same reaction that we've heard a lot of people have had on the car. Like, oh my gosh, what is this? That's what we want to kind of experience. We want to talk to people and have them ask about it and tell them about the history and, you know, how we've gotten it to this point.
We enjoy going to car shows, so now we get to take our own car and just sit and spend time talking to people about the car, and something that he really has always liked, his baby, so I'm excited about that. It matters to me, I think, just because we've enjoyed it from a convertible standpoint. We've done a lot of trips in it. gone a lot of places, celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. So for me, it's probably not as much the car, it's kind of what the car just means to us and what it's been for our relationship. Celebrated, I think, my first graduation. We took the car for the graduation. We went to Myrtle Beach. There's been a lot of different things that we've done in the car that have been just fun little memories.
I mean, I love the car. That's, again, going back to the history, that's why I purchased it, because it's such a unique car. It's a fun driving car. And so, for us, I think it is that combination of what it means and the uniqueness of the vehicle.